Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. With the summer months coming on, what better activity for your family than to get outside and play with some water guns? And I was lucky enough to be offered a set of water guns. In fact, I got 4 of them here to review on the channel. A little different than what I usually review, but I thought this would be a lot of fun. And these are battery operated and rechargeable. Now they're all from the same seller, Scurfy. So you can pick these up on Amazon. There's a lot of different selections of guns, but these, like I said, are all from Scurfy. Now you've got these two over here the same. There's a pink and a white, and then you have this bigger gun here in the middle, and then this gun over here. So I'm going to briefly kind of look at each one, and then we'll kind of go outside and test these to see just how well these do function. Now, each one of these comes with some safety glasses. You know, I don't think water is going to hurt your eyes, but if you're concerned about that, you do have some glasses on all these that come with them. And each one will come with a various type of charger. This charger here is for this gun. They're all going to be USB chargers. But this one here is like a balance plug charger for the battery on this one. This gun here uses a red JST plug to charge the battery. And then these uses one of the similar one to charge these two over here. I just don't want to pull all the cables out and have a whole mess and lose track of what goes with what for this review. Now, let's take a look at each one. I'll kind of describe how it functions and then the battery, because like I said, there's a little different voltages on these batteries, and so it might affect the power for these. So first we have these ones over here. Again, we have a white and we have a pink. So these are, I really liked the look of these whenever I was offered these, and I asked for these too because I knew the pink, my kids would like these. And they're pretty balanced. I think for a kid, you know, you almost want to use 2 hands for this, and then it feels okay, because if you just do one, it's a little bit front heavy. But how these work is, you've got a rechargeable battery here in the bottom, so you'll pop this out, and it is a 2S. It's a 2S. If you're not familiar, you come to this channel because you're not into RC, like my channel's typical focus would be. 2S means 2 cells, or 2 batteries. So 7.4 volt, 2S lithium ion pack in here. And this, of course, charges, like I said, one of these USB cables. In fact, the same one actually as this gun right below me uses. And you just pop it back in there. So you don't have to worry about putting AA batteries in here. And you don't have to, I put it in the wrong way. And you don't have to, you know, buy rechargeable batteries for it either. It already comes with a lithium ion rechargeable battery. Now, both of these guns has a little compartment you can pop up on the top. And this is where you'll put your water if you want to fill it like in the sink. You just pour some water in here and fill it up. Now you could also add an external water tank on the top. I didn't actually have one around here. It'd be like a smaller, I don't like a 2 liter, like a one of your smaller beverage bottles are supposed to screw in here. It's larger than like a water bottle. That was too small. You can screw it in here and add extra capacity. That's really cool. I just so happen to have one here at home that will fit. But you can also refill these by just putting the front of the gun into like a bucket of water or your pool. I would not like put it in a lake or some dirty water. Not only was that not sanitary, but you could, you know, contaminate or clog this up. So make sure you're using at least relatively clean water. You just put it in there, and what you do is you'll pull the trigger on this gun this way to shoot, and then you'll push forward on it. You hear a different sound it makes. That actually sucks the water in. So you push forward to suck water in. It's supposed to fill it pretty quickly. And then you just pull it like a normal gun to actually shoot the water. That'll be really handy if you're having a water battle and you don't want to have to run over to a hose or a faucet and fill this back up. If you got a pool or you got some water buckets out, you can just put the nose of the gun in there, fill it up, and then go again. But you have those options. Like I said, if you would add a tank to this, then it would fill that up as well. If you put the gun into a bucket, and then you're gonna have extra capacity. So like I said, these are both the same. The little door here on the pink one just doesn't want to close all the way for some reason. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't look quite as clean as this one. And then all you have over here is this is a different style. I really like this one as well. This is very balanced. You have this compartment on top, just like the other one. Fill up the water here. You can add a water bottle to it the same size. This snaps nicely to close it. And then you same deal. You got your, that's actually shooting, and forward is sucking the water in, just like what the other guns would do. So that's how that works on this one. Now this one is only powered by a 1-cell lithium ion. I'll show you a picture of that because it only comes with one, and I already have it installed in here. To get it out, you have to press this blue button, and then you'll have to kind of pry in here, and you'll pop this open, and you have a red JST style plug in there that plugs into this. Just a little 1-cell. It ought to be fine, but I will be curious, would this one shoot as well? It makes a little different sound. So I'm wondering if it's just more of a solid stream and not like, you just see the other ones, they kind of shoot out a little bit different. So we'll have to see how this one shoots out compared to that one. This does continually pop open a little bit. I don't know why. It just keeps, it shuts and then I'll be moving around and it pops open. So that's how this one works. Just a smaller battery than the other ones. And this is probably my favorite. I don't know if it actually looks, as cool as maybe this one or even this one. Depends on your preference, but this one is for an adult like myself. It's larger, really well balanced, and this one's got a lot of options. This one, of course, has also a large 2S battery, but you'll push this orange button in, you pull this out here, and there is the 2S LiPo is in here. And then again, you'll plug this in right here, and you'll charge it off USB for your battery. And then it functions very similar. You got your little compartment door there. You can fill up water, add an external water bottle, and you've got your normal firing. And then if you press forward, you'll suck water in to fill it if you want to use that technique. And you can see it's got LED lights. So this had a little water already in it. I guess they have tested it at the factory, so it may fire, but I really like the blue lights. And one of the additional features this one has, if you're in a long water battle, maybe you didn't get your battery charged all the way and it goes dead on you, you can actually manually fire this. It's got a pump mechanism. So that gives you an extra one. Now, I would imagine this is going to last quite a while when you're out having a battle. But again, the pump action would just allow you to manually fire the gun. I assume if your battery went dead or you forgot to charge it, you can still manually operate this gun. So a lot of different options here. Like this one says 26 to 33 feet. Let's see what this one says. Does it have a distance rating on it? This is 25 to 32 feet. Very similar. And the pink and white one over here says 25 to 32. So they all are rated around the same. Well, I'm not going to necessarily measure the distance. We'll kind of get a rough estimate out there. But since this one is just 1S powered, I will be curious, does it fire a little different? And will it actually fire as far? It may just not fire as much water as my thinking, but it could be very, very similar to how these, but you hear how it's a little bit of a different sound. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get outside. I'm just kind of like over my head cam, and we'll do like a first person, and we'll kind of shoot it out there and just kind of see side by side on a driveway, how do these fire, how rapidly do they fire, and does the water go as far? Plus, I'd like to see will this one fire any different in terms of, quantity of water and distance just by using the manual pumping. So let's get outside and test these water guns, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm out here on my front driveway. I'm just going to try shooting out here, and see just kind of how far does the water go, how rapidly does it fire. So I got the white gun filled up here part of the way. The pink one down here in the ground, I had it filled up, and all of a sudden all the water just poured out of the bottom of the gun, and I have no idea what's going on. I've added another tank, and it's not doing it. So I'm a little skeptical on this. I've also tried briefly just testing the the refill from the front feature here, and it does take the water in, though it wasn't as much as I thought they kind of advertised. And when you pull the gun out, a lot of water pours out the front of the gun too, which is part, I guess, of the refilling process. So let's go ahead and just see how far this one fires. Just kind of get a good stream going. That's pretty rapid. It's not a ton of water. So from right here, so you can see what it is. That's definitely not 30 feet. So we're going, I'm guessing this is maybe 20 feet. And it's not very windy, so it's not like we've got, a bunch of wind that's blowing the water around. I'm just, again, I could get a tape measure out here, but 30 feet would be like 3 basketball hoops laid down, and that's not 30 feet. But again, most of this stuff is, they do tend to, all these Amazon sellers tend to exaggerate. So let's go ahead and I'll show you the refill on this. Again, they all work the same. Just gonna stick the gun down here and press forward. And I'm just gonna show you, you can see some bubbles. Hopefully that shows up in my head cam here. And it is filling it up. Again, this will come in handy if you're out and about. Look at all the water is pouring out of that. But I can see the water levels up here to the top. You can see a ton of water. That's just water, I guess went into the front and didn't actually get pulled into the tank. So it looks like you're kind of wasting a decent amount of water when you're doing that. But we definitely did get some more water added to the gun. You have to just wait a second as it kind of primes. Yeah, that works pretty good. You know, just not as far as I would have hoped. But again, I mean, electric water gun, you know, they usually don't fire too far anyway. Let's go and put that one down. And let's grab the little, this is the one that is just powered off of a 1-cell battery. Let's see how this one works. I've never fired this one. And again, it's going to use the same refill in the front by pressing forward. Let's just fire it like normal. That's just a solid stream. So this is more like your classic water guns that you'd get a big long stream for each like time you pressed in the trigger, like the old pump squirt guns. This is going to soak someone more effectively, I think, but it's more like a hose. It doesn't have that, you know, firing where it's constantly firing. Boy, this head cam is very heavy on my head. It keeps flopping around. So this Osmo Action 3 is very heavy. So I apologize if it's moving around on my head here. That's pretty good. I like that. And you can see the distance here was probably a little bit farther actually than the first gun. So kind of stay in the same spot. Pretty similar. It might be just a hair farther. I think you'll probably go through the water tank quicker on this one because you are you don't have those intervals. You don't have those shots. It's a continuous stream the entire time you press it in. Let's see here. Try refilling it. Again, I'm not going to fill it all the way, but it should be drawing water in. And then of course a lot of excess water pours out the front, which in the summertime you're hot and you're battling, it's not going to matter. But if you have just limited buckets of water outside, you are going to lose a decent amount when you pull it out and all that pours out. So you might want to make sure the front of the gun is over the bucket so that excess water does pour out. Yeah, that one is going to get someone probably a bit more soaked. And then I pressed the button there. Now I'm going to save hopefully my favorite for last, the bigger gun here. Now when I filled these up using just a tank, again I don't have any water bottles to expand the storage. When I added the water to these and filled them up, of course this is the largest gun. This definitely had the largest capacity. Second, oddly enough, was the single string gun we just did. And the white and pink gun definitely filled up the quickest. It seems to have the smallest. So if you do go the white or the pink, I would recommend trying to get a water bottle, beverage bottle attached to it. The pink gun here doesn't appear to be, you know, pouring a bunch of water out, but you know, I don't know why. It all came pouring out by the battery and like it had a leak or something. I don't know. Let's go ahead and fire this one. Get it going here. Gotta get it primed. Well, there we go. This one's never been fired before, so you had to get primed. Yeah, this one is definitely going the farthest. Not a lot farther. We're getting all the way to the edge here of where the sidewalk would come through the driveway. You can see it's got the more traditional firing. But you can see here it got all the way to the edge where the sidewalk would extend to here. So this one does have the farthest by probably, you know, 3 or 4 feet farther. Again, the white and pink also is 2-cell, so you figure the 2-cell is going to have a little more power, but this is the larger gun. I like this one. This one is just comfortable. And of course it has those blue lights. Let's see now just doing the pumping mechanism. Does it make any difference? That shoots, I'd say, probably more water. Let's compare that. Yeah, because it's a longer, drawn out stream. You can see here when I manually pump it. And we're getting about the same distance. So You know, when I was mentioning on the table here that the pumping would be if you ran out of battery power, it also might be if you just simply want to get a little extra water. This will soak some a little bit better than the stream. You can see the difference. Stream, electric, manual stream. Let's try just the refill here just to see it. Just press forward on the trigger, and I'm sure that's bringing water. And sometimes you can see a little excess water shooting through the little air hole in the top. It is pushing some of the water, some of the air out. Kind of get it primed because we're facing the gun down. You know, it had to reprime itself. Yeah, I like these. These are fun. This would be a great family activity. I'm sure my daughters are going to want to play with these when they get home. They only saw the pink one the other day. I'll probably pick the pink one up here just for a second and test it again. But yeah, I feel like the auto refill, now I don't have a lot of water in this bucket. If my pool was open, it might be better to try, but I feel like that doesn't work as well as I'd hoped. It's not as quick. They kind of advertise it being a very fast process. I think your best bet is to get these filled and get the largest tank you can get on here that'll screw on. You know, one of those little, you know, Coke beverage bottles you can put on here. I forget what size those are. Bigger than a water bottle, and then the problem is with that is once you got it on here, you got to unscrew that to fill this up. So then you could try the manual or the automatic refill from the front and just see how well that works for you. But I just didn't think that this worked quite as well as I'd hoped. It definitely works. It's just drawing it in. Then like I said, you have all the excess water pours out the front. Let's just kind of see. Yeah, see, because we had the water level a moment ago was right here, and now we're above it. When I was using the manual pump, though, you could definitely see now you can see some bubble. The water level drops faster because it's just shooting more water. Let's grab this pink one again. Again, like there's a little seal on the top that I must have lost or something, and that's why the little compartment door does not when a seal is a white ring that goes around it. I don't know if I'd lost that. But yeah, a while ago, all the water came pouring out of the little hole by the battery and just the whole tank empty. And you can see there's definitely too much, and there's the battery fell out. I don't know what's going on with this one. And everything looked like it was new. I don't think there's any kind of return or anything on this one, but yeah, this one, it works fine. But all that water poured out of it. You can see there's still a lot of water in there, so this one did drip quite a bit. It's still fine. I'm going to use this one. I just want to make sure that I don't use this one indoors, or I don't fill it indoors because it leaked on me. Again, it just poured out it just poured out. I don't understand how that happened. So I would say if you're going to consider these guns, I might pass on the pink and white ones like this, the Super. Not that they don't work, just because I had so much leak on this one, and the fact that they hold the least capacity. So I would pass on these. This one, if you want a more solid stream of water, this one is a very good choice. And then, of course, your big gun here is the one I would go for. Now, I haven't looked at the price. Again, Scurpy was kind enough to send these out to me for review. And I would suspect this one's probably the most expensive. So depending on your budget, you know, I would go on this one. If you're on the, you know, if the other ones are cheaper, you know, the pink and white one, they also do sell this this one in blue. So you got white, pink, and blue for this one. And you can see it is still dripping. So there's definitely some sort of a leak on this one. But it's nothing like a while ago. It was the whole tank emptied out the bottom. All right, guys, that should wrap up the review of these Amazon water guns. If you're new to the channel and you like RC stuff, sometimes real car mods, and then occasionally some oddball something like this, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell that way you're notified when I do upload new videos. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.